Teams are beginning to retake the field here in Fleet Farm Arena in the Tyson Events Center. Tropics and Bandits. Season opener for both these teams in the 2022 CIF season. The Bandits, after a 5-5 conference season, 6-6 overall season last year, trying to bounce back and get back to that winning form, that championship form they enjoyed in the early to mid 2010s. Topeka Tropics, they got no form to return to as this is their inaugural season as an expansion franchise in the CIF. If you're wondering any burning questions about the Tropics name, it's actually the result of a fan vote conducted before when the team was announced. Any Will Ferrell fans out there will recognize that it is based on the Flint Tropics, the fictional basketball team from the 2008 Will Ferrell movie Semi-Pro. Fans are starting to re-find their seats here. Players are on the field. The playlist has been on point tonight as well to keep this crowd hot and ready for Sioux City Bandits action. And we're getting ready to start half number 2. Teams are lined up on the field. Back deep to return for the Bandits are number 17, Damon Powell, and number 1, Xavier Spann. Spann's got a couple fumbles on kickoffs already today, but he does have that big pick to end the first half. We'll see how momentum shifts in half number 2 as the Bandits lead 16-6. Big boot put into that ball. Now it's actually going to be a squib kick bouncing, finding its way to Xavier Spann at the 5. He's going to be met by about 4 Tropics jerseys, and the kick coverage is key for the Tropics there as they wrap up Xavier Spann, knocking him all the way back to his own end zone. They're going to say his forward progress was stopped at about the 3-yard line, so a long way to go for Lorenzo Brown and this Sioux City Bandits offense. Of course, though, pardon me there, for those of you who maybe tuned in late, didn't see the end of the first half, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end of the first half is now officially being tacked on to the end of this kickoff. So they're going to march off those yards now, give Lorenzo Brown and the Sioux City Bandits offense a little bit of breathing room. As it stood, they were in the shadow of their own uprights, knocking on the wrong goal line. Fans still filing back into their seats. You don't want to miss a minute of action. You don't want to miss a second of action, as it's non-stop fun here in the Tyson Event Center, here in the CIF action between the Sioux City Bandits and the Topeka Tropics. Kind of extended break there, marking out exactly where this ball will be. The Bandits go from starting at their own 3 to starting at their own 18. Much better field position after that 15-yard penalty that's going to be tacked on after the end of the first half. Brown in the shotgun. He's got Kamal Cass on his right. He's going to take the snap. He's looking deep down the field early on. Same play they drew up at the start of the game, but this one works as Brandon Shepard, in his debut for the Bandits, scores there to open half number 2. For those of you who joined us late, the Bandits drew up the same play to Shepard on the first play of the game. It was just out of his reach. This one lands right in the breadbasket as Shepard waltzes into the end zone. Nothing defender in coverage LaDerrick Richardson could do about that one. Greg the Leg Connery setting up here for the extra point attempt as it stands, the Bandits lead 22-6. Connery up. He's going to miss it wide left. Of course, the shortened goalpost, only 10 feet between the uprights. It's a small pocket that you're trying to aim for when you're doing kicks in the CIF and indoor football in general. Showed up on the Sioux City Journal replay cam. Big catch by Brandon Shepard, the former Oklahoma State standout, now plying his trade in Northwest Iowa for the Sioux City Bandits. Got a t-shirt toss on the field right now. This one in particular sponsored by Perkins Restaurants. They got a couple Sioux City Metro locations. You know, with the t-shirt toss and also Brandon Shepard kind of tossing that ball into the stands during his celebration. Should remind you all at home, Gil Hauling is the official sponsor of tonight's Bandits game balls. Connery will handle the kickoff for the Bandits from his own goal line once again. Of course, the opening kick of this game, Connery tried to catch these Topeka Tropics sleeping with a short kick that was almost recovered by the Bandits. This one high, end over end, arcing towards the deep man. Is going to be received at his own goal line. He's going to break loose for a second, but be swallowed up at the 14-yard line is Andre Taylor. Little game recap. Obviously, that Brandon Shepard touchdown was big there for the Bandits. Their first touchdown of the game was on the defensive end as DeJohn Emery blocked a field goal early on and hustled his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Of course, the other touchdown was on a 3-yard carry by Kamal Cass in that second quarter for the Tropics. They started the game with the ball. They only had 17 yards to go. All 17 of those yards were gotten by Jeffrey Legree, the quarterback, and that's the only points so far the Tropics have on the board. Handoff by Legree, and nothing doing there as he's going to meet a wild DeJohn Emery off the handoff. Devon Blair just had nowhere to go. Fitting music choice there is Slam is Right as DeJohn Emery slammed Devon Blair to the ground after that jet sweep play had nothing. 2nd and 12 here for the Tropics. Legree in the shotgun, pistol formation once again. Receivers in motion now as he sets up the play. Legree going to pitch it out to his running back. He's going to have a few yards before hitting the boards and being marked out of bounds. That's Markel White on that pitch and run for the Tropics. Third down and 6 as the Bandits defense looks to get the ball back to their offense after they started this second half hot. One play, deep ball to Brandon Shepard, got the Bandits going in half 2, and now the defense is looking tough. Legree takes the snap, speed option off the left side. He's going to be swallowed up by Zach Schluger. Gain of 2, maybe 3 on that play. It's going to set the Tropics up with 4th and 3. And a decision to be made for this expansion franchise, Topeka Tropics, and their first foray into the CIF against this Sioux City Bandits team. Carlton Watkins wanting to hear the hometown fans, and they're getting loud right now for these Bandits. 11:15 to play in quarter 3 here as the Tropics are going to set on the field goal unit. Brandon Stewart, of course, aiming for that slim 10-foot gap between the uprights. It's going to be blocked at the line by a Bandits player. Third block of the night. Xavier Spann has this one. Tries to make a man miss before being brought down near the boards. Close side to my position, far side from the camera position now, as that one is set up about section 103 here in Sioux City. It's the thing when you got to get these longer field goals for the Tropics. We've seen them take multiple tonight. You're going to have to set up a lower angle, trying to get that driven kick to get it there to the uprights. But of course, big plays by this Sioux City defense have blocked those so far. We're under immediate timeout now, under 12 officially here in the Tyson Event Center here, Fleet Farm Arena specifically. We're going to go off, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have more Bandits action when we come back on the CIF Network.
Where's Brandon's people at? They were all making noise for you earlier. something happened. All right, Brandon's going to be kicking right now. Are we going to kick from here or the 10-yard line? Apparently from here. Okay. So, here we go. What you're going to do is you're going to try and kick it right to those uprights, all right? And over the top of the DQ blizzard. You can get over that, all right? All right, here we go. Let's cheer them on. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, look out. Party section. We'll do that again. Let's try it one more time. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Nice job. Big round of applause for Brandon.
Welcome back, everybody. You listen to Sioux City Bandits football here on the CIF Network. I am Braden Butler. I'd like to thank you all for joining me on this Saturday night. You got about 10:40 remaining in the third quarter as the Bandits have a big 22-6 lead over the Tropics. Handoff to Fred Bruno. Bruno off the right side of the offensive line, gets about 2 yards, if anything. And there's a bit of extracurriculars on the field there. There's a big jersey grab between Brandon Shepard and Gerard Millo, former Kansas State standout linebacker, getting handsy with a former Big 12 rival, Brandon Shepard from Oklahoma State. No flags on the field. However, of course, in the CIF, they're more akin to let these players play, let these players talk their talk, as long as it doesn't cross the line too much in the eyes of the referees. Lorenzo Brown in the shotgun. Bruno and Shepard in motion for the Bandits offense. Brown's going to pitch it to Prohaska. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and hit off the boards. It's actually going to be a 2-yard loss back to the original line of scrimmage. Set up 3rd and 10 for the Bandits. Big play last drive, got them a touchdown after the connection between Lorenzo Brown and Brandon Shepard. This drive, however, has been kind of stutter steps to start, to say the least, for the hometown Bandits. Brown setting up in the shotgun again with Prohaska on his left. Bruno in motion, and now Brandon Shepard joins him. Brown's looking deep. He's got Shepard open again, and he's got him again. Brandon Shepard from Lorenzo Brown striking a little pose on the boards as well. Brandon Shepard, what a pickup in the offseason for this Sioux City Bandits team. Same with Lorenzo Brown, as that is a connection that looks to be proving fruitful in the opening game of this 2022 CIF season. Oh, little gamesmanship there as Shepard has the ball knocked away from his hands as he was celebrating. That's LaDerrick Richardson who knocked it away. Few Sioux City fans don't like that, but that's, once again, yeah, it goes both ways. Letting these players play, letting these players express themselves on the field. Greg the Leg Connery missed an extra point earlier. Otherwise, outside of that, he's 2 for 2 before. This one up and good as well. 3 for 4 on the day is Greg Connery. And even Connery's getting in on the celebration there as he's happy after getting that extra point to put the Bandits up 29-6. The Topeka Tropics in their inaugural season have run into a historic buzzsaw that is the Sioux City Bandits, as they have been nothing short of dominant for about 11 seasons now, dating all the way back to their league championship in 2011. Going to take a quick break here on the CIF Network. We're going to come back, turn the mics off for now, but when we come back, we're going to have the kickoff and the Topeka Tropics as they try to answer that Sioux City Bandits score. You're listening to Bandits Football on the CIF Network. Event Center here in Sioux City, Iowa. Greg Connery is going to handle the kickoff here after the Bandits scored on a deep ball from Lorenzo Brown to Brandon Shepard. Ball fielded by Andre Taylor. He makes a man miss, gets to the 15-yard line before being swallowed up by Zach Schluger and friends. Andre Taylor has been the main return man today. His name's been called a few times on offense, as well as he has a couple catches in this contest from quarterback Jeffrey Legree. Legree, been a tough day at the office for him so far. Only 3 for 7 for 15 yards passing and a pick. On the rushing end of things, though, that's where Legree has made his money today. He has a game-high 33 rushing yards as well as a touchdown all the way back on the opening drive. Legree, in an empty set, he's going to go look deep. No, not even thinking about passing the ball. It's a design quarterback run, finds some space, gets past the 25. Now he's on the other side of midfield for the Tropics with about 24 yards from paradise for this Topeka Tropics team. Tropics now setting up here, 1st and 10 on the other side of midfield for them. Only about 24 yards to go to the end zone. Legree in the shotgun. He takes a design quarterback run off the left side. He's going to be cut down at the knees by a Sioux City defender as he falls towards the line to gain. He's going to be credited by being stopped by Kamar Greenhouse there. As the Tyson Event Center faithful have started the wave here. Like I say, the energy in this building is infectious. It's hard not to get involved in the wave myself. Back down to the action on the field. Jeffrey Legree in the pistol. Sends his receivers in motion towards the line of scrimmage. He's looking right. He's going to throw it to his right. Pass is going to be caught at the 10. He's going to make a man miss, get inside the 5 before being tackled by Xavier Spann. Big catch there by Ryan Martinez. I believe that's going to be the second catch of the game. It is for Ryan Martinez. Tropics trying to answer back as they have been on the wrong end of a 29-0 run after starting this game in control, scoring on their first drive to go up 6-0. Jeffrey Legree in the shotgun once again. Pistol formation with Mack behind him. He's going to hand it off up the gut to Mack. The former Bandit's going to be met by a new Bandit, DeJohn Emery. Suplex City by Emery. That's going to get a flag on the play, but I don't think Emery cares as he's hyped after that big moment there. Slamming the former Bandit to the turf. Emery, I think, has just been informed by his defensive coordinator what he did, and he's going to do some push-ups afterwards, maybe as punishment for getting flagged on that play for that unnecessary roughness. You got to assume that's what it is after he threw a Brock Lesnar-style German suplex on the former Bandit, Jeff Mack. DeJohn Emery is pleading his case, but fortunately on the Sioux City Journal replay cam, it is clear as day that Emery did force Mack to leave his feet before slamming him down with a German suplex-style maneuver. And of course, Emery, as punishment, either from the defensive coordinator or under his own volition, doing some push-ups on the sideline after that play. Of course, that replay was brought to you by Sioux City Journal. Jeffrey Legree in the pistol formation with Jeff Mack behind him as they enter the red zone. Legree off the right side, speed option. He's going to get hit by Schluger among others. But did he fall enough forward? They are going to mark him inside the end zone. Ruling is a touchdown. Tropics, both of them, based on the running ability of Jeffrey Legree today. Flag on the field, however. Of course, that flag and any yellow flag you see on the field today during this broadcast is brought to you by Fleet Farm here in Sioux City. Another flag on the play. This one from a separate referee. Maybe this one's on the Bandits as well, as he was getting a little chirp back from a couple players in black. I want you to see how these penalties kind of shift and balance. think that's what the referees are trying to decide, is exactly what penalties on who did what. Are they accepted? One unsportsmanlike on Jeffrey Legree. And the penalty will be assessed after the kickoff, so we'll have the PAT from the 10-yard line here. Of course, Brandon Stewart missed the opening PAT after the initial Jeffrey Legree touchdown. We'll see what he does here. Snap is high, but he gets it down. It's going to be blocked by DeJean Emery. The words blocked by DeJean Emery have been countless today. He was celebrating with the fans as the ball was still kind of scooting away from a few Tropics players. Kind of shakes it off, though. He doesn't care. DeJean Emery has been a menace to society today in his Sioux City Bandits debut. Media timeout on the field is going to be taken. We're going to take one with them. But don't go anywhere. When we come back here on the CIF Network, we're going to have more Sioux City Bandits football, and you will not want to miss that.
Our Sioux City Journal football toss winner tonight, four brothers, Thompson Howenstein, Bodega 401, Kevin Thielen, Bob Rose, Robert Kohler, Brightside, Omar Shalado, DQ, Davidson, Firehouse, Jessica Davidson, Little Caesars, Evelyn Watkins, Perkins, Marcos Esposito, Sticky Stuff, Derek Powell, Townhouse, Thomas Howenstein, and the bullseye tonight goes to Howard Cohen. Ladies and gentlemen, time for the Mr. P's Pizza promotion. Our lucky contestant is Eddie. I haven't seen you yet tonight. It's awesome. Eddie's going to get 3 chances to throw a football through the pizza hole from 5 yards away. We're a little bit more than that, but that's okay. If the contestant makes it, they're going to get a $10 gift card. The contestant will then move to the 10-yard line and have 3 chances to throw the ball. If they win, they get a $25 gift card. Ready? All right, here we go. Eddie, on your mark. Go right to that hole. Get set. Go. That's 1. Cheer them out, guys. Oh! Do it again. Keep going. Oh, so do it again. Come on, Eddie, let's get it in the hole. All right, Eddie, move up right here. Let's move up. Bring the box. Give it over. Yeah! One more. And there you go. Big round of applause for Eddie tonight. Nice job, man. Tired. Jump up and down and move it all around. Shake your hand to the sound. Put your hands on the ground. Take 1 step left and 1 step right. 1 to the front and 1 to the side. Clap your hands once and clap your hands twice. And if it looks like this, maybe do it. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of Rita's all I need. A little bit of Tina's what I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary all night long. A little bit of Jessica in my ear. A little bit of English in your head.
Welcome back out of the media timeout. You're listening to Sioux City Bandits football on the CIF Network. I am Braden Butler. For those of you joining us late, Bandits have a 29-12 lead. They scored 29 unanswered before finally the Topeka Tropics got the ball back in the end zone off the feet of quarterback Jeffrey Legree. Trying to get the boards put together once again as they had to wheel out a cart for the media break promotional contest that they were doing. Now we're all set back up as the Tropics get set to kick from their own goal line. Back deep to return is Damon Powell of the Sioux City Bandits. They've been running 2 deep men, him and Span early on. Now it's just the 1 deep man, Powell. Boot is away, high, arcing kick, end over end, finds its way into the waiting arms of Damon Powell. He's got a lead blocker. He's got some space past the 15, chopped down at the 17. Big hit there by number 12, LaDerrick Richardson. Richardson out of Independence Community College, which, that sounds familiar if you're a fan of the show Last Chance U on Netflix and others. That was one of the colleges that has been featured on Last Chance U. Lorenzo Brown getting his troops ready for the Bandits. Play clock is winding down. The Bandits got to get to the line of scrimmage. There's only 6 seconds remaining on the play clock. Brown under center. They get the snap off just in time. He's going to hand off up the middle, but he's going to be met immediately. Is Prohaska. Big hit in the backfield. And that is former JUCO #1 overall prospect Chester Graves. Of course, out of Iowa Western, he was the #1 JUCO prospect according to 24/7 Sports and Rivals.com. Had offers from places like Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, even one from Coach Saban at Alabama. But he chose to forego all of those. Spent a bit of time in the Canadian Football League to play professionally, and now has made his way back to the States to play with these Tropics in his inaugural CIF season. Bandits having a meeting right now. Extended time break between, I know Chester Graves was talking to a referee on that play. Brown in an empty backfield. He's going to fire quickly to Fred Bruno. Franchise makes the catch and knocked out of bounds about the 23, 24-yard line. Bruno has been a staple of the Siouxland area in one way or another since all the way back in college when he attended Wayne State. And now they call him the franchise in Sioux City for a reason. Brown sends his men in motion, firing deep down the field. He's got Damon Powell, and Powell catches it. Big play there by Damon Powell. His first catch of his first touchdown, of this 2022 season. No, we've talked a bit about Powell's story, about his rocky road that has found its way to Sioux City, Iowa. And what an inspirational turn of events here as he has found his way to Sioux City, back in the state where he attended college, of course, the former Hawkeye, and he has made his difference felt today at that touchdown, putting the Bandits, as it stands, up 35-12 over the expansion Topeka Tropics. The leg, Greg Connery, set to kick here. Snap is good, hold is down, and Greg puts his leg through it and gets the points on the board, 36-12. Once the score bugs update here, and they do, as the Sioux City Bandits lead the Topeka Tropics here on their home turf in Sioux City, Iowa. Minute 31 remaining in the third quarter here from Fleet Farm Arena within the Tyson Event Center. We will be back shortly with more Bandits football on the CIF Network. Welcome back to the CIF Network. You're watching Bandits football here on the stream. Those of you joining late, want to know who you listen to? I am Braden Butler. I'd like to thank you for joining me in this season opener for the hometown Sioux City Bandits as they're taking on the expansion franchise in the CIF this season, Topeka Tropics. Bandits lead 36-12, 3 touchdowns on deep balls, 2 to Brandon Shepard and 1 to Damon Powell. Drifting deep into his own end zone is Andre Taylor to make that catch. Sliding stop made by Zach Schluger, and a Sioux City Bandits player goes down on the play. Going to limp off the play a little bit after being helped to his feet, but able to get back to his feet is always a good sign for Kamar Greenhouse. Of course, Greenhouse, 6'1", out of the University of Louisiana Lafayette. Talking to one of the trainers right now, kicking out that right leg, kind of stretching it out. Looks like he's going to stay on the field for this defensive possession as well. 36-12 is your score here. 54 seconds remaining in quarter three. As now we're going to get a whistle on the field. I believe they're saying Greenhouse, since he went down and signified that he was hurt, had to be looked at by the trainers, going to have to take at least a play off. And that brings in the Swiss Army utility man, Braden Mintz, Swiss Army knife for this Bandits team. Plays offense, plays defense, plays special teams. Whenever you need him, he's got your back. Legree in the shotgun. Looked like he was going to throw for a second. Now he starts to take off and run, but he's going to be brought down there by the defensive lineman for the Bandits. It's going to be number 96, Riddell Blash. It's a big man, too, bringing down Legree, 320 on that 6'1" frame. Pistol formation for Legree once again. Looks like they're going to wait until the absolute last play of the... Looks like Legree was waiting to the end of the quarter and just go to the quarter break. But there was a 1 second difference between the game clock and the play clock, and the play clock runs out. There's maybe a miscommunication between the head coach and his quarterback. No, they're going to say they're going to the quarter break before the whistle blew. A decision that gets a groan from some of the Sioux City faithful, but we're going to go to break here in between quarters. When we come back on the CIF network, we're going to have more Bandits football from the Tyson Event Center, so don't go anywhere. Coming back from a media timeout here. It's going to be gang tackled by a group of Bandits out on the near side of the field to my position, far side from the hard camera, set up at the top of section 103. It's going to be a 3rd and long here. 3rd and a long 7 from the looks of it for the Topeka Tropics. Outside of 2 drives, the Tropics have really been stifled on the offensive end by this Bandit defense as we set up the final quarter of action here from Fleet Farm Arena within the Tyson Event Center. Legree takes the snap. The lefty's rolling to his right. He's going to be swung by Emery. He's able to get away from Emery. He flings it away. Picked off by Zach Schluger. Schluger's inside the 10 before hitting the boards at about the 7-yard line. The pressure by DeJean Emery is what sprung that pick by Zach Schluger. Unfortunately for the Bandits, though, there's dirty laundry on the field. Brought to you by Fleet Farm, and that could be a big difference maker in the outcome of that play. Still waiting on an official ruling from the referees here in the Fleet Farm Arena within Tyson Event Center. Officials are having a meeting of the minds right now at about the 3-yard line to decide exactly what happened. As it stands, the pressure from DeJean Emery forced a desperation play by Jeffrey Legree, threw it up, picked off by Zach Schluger. And as it stands, it'll be Bandits ball in plus territory. They're actually, as it stands, inside the red zone as well. We'll see how this all shakes out. Looks like the referees are finally making a decision. They're talking to both coaches, letting them know the decision that's being made as we get an official announcement here shortly.
On the previous play of the interception, when he picked the grounding on the offense, number 2, the foul occurred in the end zone by rule. It is a safety. The city has elected to take the safety. The keeper will now kick off.
Interesting turn of events there. Did not even really expect that outcome as Jeffrey Legree threw it to where no receiver was. So that's going to be an intentional grounding play. And by rule, the Bandits can take that foul in the end zone. They get the safety. They put 2 on the board, up 38-12. And now they get the ball back as well. Incredible turn of events for the Sioux City Bandits. They will not set up in the red zone. They'll set up from wherever this kick has them set up. As it's been a rough initial outing, an inaugural moment for the Topeka Tropics as they are down 38-12 to a Sioux City Bandits team that is looking to return to form after a rough season last year, derailed quite a bit by injury, where they were knocked out in the CIF semifinal by their I-29 rival, the Omaha Beef. Couple fans in the stands loving it right now. You see the kid with the glasses behind the Topeka Tropics team. He's hitting the gritty a little bit. It's the Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase effect on the game, as a lot of kids are looking up to those star players and adopting their celebrations in everyday life. Short kick finds its way directly to the hands of Cass. He makes a man miss, flipped up end over end at about the 16-yard line, where he comes to rest. Big return, though, making a man miss at midfield and setting the Bandits up in plus field position here with this drive in the fourth quarter. Bit of a break while we get everything ready here. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here on the CIF Network to bring you Sioux City Bandits football here in the inaugural game of this 2022 CIF season. For those of you who may be interested in who you're listening to, I am Braden Butler, and I'd like to thank you once again for the second time in 30 seconds for joining me on this broadcast. Handoff to Fred Bruno. The franchise makes a man miss on the left side of the field. Now cutting back to his right. He's got some space. First touchdown of the 2022 season. And the franchise has returned to his home away from home, the end zone within the Fleet Farm Arena inside the Tyson Event Center. And we got a little bit of a shoving match at the goal line as the Tropics are not a fan of what Fred Bruno and company had to say after that touchdown. Looks like Brandon Shepard in there for the Bandits. Bruno was in there. Looks like the main perpetrator is Gerard Milo, who we've talked about a couple times today. A few players leaving the bench. Now the head coach for the Tropics getting involved, telling his players to back off. No flags have been thrown as it stands. This is just considered an exchanging of pleasantries by the referees, but it could escalate. It's a smart move by both coaches, calming their teams down, making sure nobody gets penalized in this moment. As it stands, pending the extra point, 44-12, Bandits lead the Tropics after the franchise Fred Bruno finds his way to the end zone for the first time in the 2022 season. Few players for both teams still talking as we got a replay on the Sioux City Journal replay cam of what started this altercation. Looks like the few players in the middle there. I doubt they're exchanging hotel room information to meet up after the game to have a nice chat about how their day's going. Greg the Leg Connery here set up for this extra point attempt, potentially put the Bandits up 45-12. Hits nothing but the American Family Insurance netting here. That's another point on the board for the Sioux City Bandits. 45-12, a dominant return to form after a 500 season last year for these Bandits. You can see the smiles on the faces, the Sioux City faithful happy with their team's performance today as they have a commanding 45-12 lead here in the fourth quarter. You know, having grown up in this area a little bit, just about an hour down the road, made a trek up to Sioux City for a few Bandits games in my younger days, and the environment is exactly as I remembered it. And you got a lot of young fans in the stands who are enjoying this foray into indoor football that they are witnessing before them. Greg Connery gets set to kick off for the Bandits here as they lead by 33 over the Topeka Tropics. High end-over-end kick, lost in the lights almost, received by former Bandit Jeff Mack. Mack makes a man miss at the 5, now cuts off a tackle at the 10, past the 15, spins down to the 20 before being put on the ground by number 5 for the Bandits. That's a 5-on-5 crime after that hit by Kevin Ransom on Jeff Mack. First, there'll be a 30-minute autograph session in the arena after the game. For those interested, maybe you went to the concourse or something, didn't want to miss a minute of the action, so you tuned in to the CIF Network. Deep ball by Legree is going out of bounds over the wall. Xavier Spann was in coverage for the Bandits. And, of course, with that ball going over, I want to remind everybody listening at home, watching at home, Gil Hauling, the official sponsor of tonight's Bandits game balls. California Love plays through the loudspeakers, but it's been nothing but Sioux City blues for these Topeka Tropics right now as they trail big. Jeffrey Legree in a pistol formation trying to get something going offensively for this expansion franchise. Legree, designed quarterback run, gets some space up the middle, almost brought down by Braden Mintz, but he breaks the tackle past the first down marker. He's in plus territory right now at about the 16-yard line. Bit slow to get up is Legree, though. He's kind of shaking it off, whatever happened. The Tropics do have 2 quarterbacks on the roster. Bandits only list 1 quarterback, Lorenzo Brown, on their roster. Something to keep an eye on maybe as we get later into this grueling CIF season. Legree stays on the field. Pistol formations, receivers now in motion towards the line of scrimmage. Design quarterback run once again. Using a lead blocker, he's going to be swung down by Xavier Spann. And Legree has a few words for Spann, but Spann not even giving him the time of day as he's just looking up at the big board, waiting for the replay of his tackle. It's one of the things you love to see, building this growing fan base in Sioux City. This electric fan base is a lot of young fans in the stands. It's the next generation of Bandit faithful being groomed, and they're seeing a showcase of Bandits football right now. Legree The lefty rolling to his right, firing back across his body, tipped away. I believe it was going to be tipped by DeJean Emery. Yeah, he's waving to the fans right now saying, look at me, I got it, DeJean Emery. Big player, big personality, big heart, and big play there to knock that one away, get a fingertip on it as it fell to the turf. Of course, thank you to the Sioux City Journal replay cam to get another look at that DeJean Emery deflection. As now the crowd is on their fleet to make some noise here in the Tyson Event Center. Receivers in motion as Legree takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's got a man on the right. Andre Taylor knocked away by the Sioux City defense. Big defensive stand there by Carlton Watkins as he went up and broke up that pass intended for Andre Taylor. Legree breaks the huddle for the Tropics. Fourth and 8 scenario here as Legree sends his men in motion. He's trying to find a receiver. He's got a man in the corner, double covered, however, sends him out of bounds. Leaping effort is all for naught by Ryan Martinez as he could not climb the ladder and snag that one with his left hand. It'll be 1st and 10 Bandits when we get back on the field. Turn the mics off for a second, just take a short break, rest the vocal cords personally. We'll be back when the Sioux City Bandits break the huddle, so don't go anywhere. You listen to Bandits Football on the CIF Network.
Zach, right now it's going to be starting. We got to back you up. Well, we want to back him up to the 25. We'll do it right from here. We'll do it right from here. Why not? Okay, so here's the deal. Right now, if you make it, you're going to win a $25 gift card, gift voucher to use at the Bandits merchandise booth. If you miss, you're going to move on to the next one. You ready? All you got to do is hit that target right there. Let's cheer him on. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, that wasn't bad. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Come on up here. All right, here we go. You mark, get set, go. Oh, there he goes. Nice job. Big round of applause for Zach tonight. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Sioux City Bandits football here on the CIF Network. I am Braden Butler. Thank you for joining me so far, and if you joined us just now, welcome as the Bandits lead 45-12 over the expansion franchise Topeka Tropics, 7:11 remaining in the fourth. Brown, man in motion, takes the snap, fires quickly to Fred Bruno. Bruno's got some space on the far sideline from my position, and he's going to be wrapped up at about the 17-yard line before being swung down. And the franchise is having himself a day at the office today for this Sioux City Bandits team. It's only his second catch of the day, but he got it done on the rushing end. He's got a team leading 30 yards, second most in the game on the ground today, and he also has a touchdown to show for it, his first of the 2022 season. Of course, Bruno only played in 6 of the Bandits' 12 games last season. but he was still near the top in almost every statistical category, which just shows why they call that man the franchise. Crowd quiets down here as Brown goes under center, men in motion. He's going to hand up the middle to Prohaska, and Drew Prohaska is going to drag a couple defenders down to the 10-yard line. He's going to put him on the edge of the goal line there. Drew Prohaska, big run there, dragging a few defenders on his back. Of course, with the Bandits officially in the red zone here. Big for them. It's only their third red zone trip of the night, and that's mainly because of been deep balls from Lorenzo Brown to Brandon Shepard and Damon Powell. But of course, this trip to the Powerball red zone is presented by the Iowa Lottery. As motion on the offense now, firing over the middle. He's got Brandon Shepard, does Lorenzo Brown. 3 touchdown passes from Brown to Shepard, and Brown shows off a cannon of his own, launching it high into the stands here at the Tyson Event Center. Brandon Shepard, in his Bandits debut, is having himself a day. And of course, with that ball, you're going to pry from the hands of a Sioux City Bandit fan. We'd like to remind you that Gil Hauling is the sponsor of all Sioux City Bandits game balls for today's contest. Greg the Leg Connery. Andre London in to handle the hold. Snap is down, hold is down, kick is good. As Connery and London do a little handshake there, a little bit of respect between kicker and holder, as the Bandits with a colossal 52-12 advantage over the Topeka Tropics. Brandon Shepard and Lorenzo Brown might be a combination that the Bandits fans are loving all season, as they have gotten out to a hot start in game 1. Talking about Lorenzo Brown, he at the halftime break was 4 for 10, no touchdowns, no nothing. Since then, he is now 10 for 16 on the day, 161 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and he is, of course, its offense has been high-powered. Connery, high, end-over-end kick up in the rafters here at the Tyson Event Center, received by former Bandit Jeff Mack. Mack makes a man miss, but he's going to be cut down at the 15-yard line. Now a little bit of respect there, a little bit of a side hug from a Bandits player. Of course, that was Devin Groningen, former Morningside College player, now applying his trade with the Bandits. You get that a lot. With these players, former teammates, a lot of them know Jeff Mack. Give a little bit of respect to the man as he made his way down to Topeka, Kansas to play for this Tropics team. Backup quarterback in the game for the Tropics. He's going to take the snap, fire to his right, got a man over there. He's going to slip down. He's going to be brought down by the Bandits defense. Backup quarterback Frank Sioux, former University of Kansas quarterback. Of course, that pass was caught on the play by Ryan Martinez. Martinez has been the leading receiver on the day for the Tropics, as that is his 3rd catch. No other receiver has more than 1, as Devon Blair and Jeff Mack each have 1. Sioux in an empty set, going to send his man in motion shortly. They do. Sioux takes the snap. He's in the pocket. He's going to be chased down by DeJohn Emery. Big sack by DeJohn Emery. What a debut for that young man. Making his way from the Arkansas State. Spent 1 year in the Indoor Football League before making another jump to the Sioux City Bandits. He was on the Raw rookie team last season. He is a difference maker, and he is a problem for this Bandits defense. It's the second sack of the day for the Bandits. The other one, another player making his Bandits debut today, Asi Tapua. Soar in the shotgun. He's going to be hit hard by Emery, but he gets the deep ball caught by Ryan Martinez. Way to stand in the pocket with Tapua and Emery bearing down on you and deliver a dot to Ryan Martinez deep down the field. You can already kind of see a shift in game plan in this Tropics offense. Legree was a much more running-based quarterback. You can already see Sioux in the pocket, standing there almost like a statue at times, but able to deliver a dot down the field. Pistol formation here is Sioux. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look right. He's going to find Ryan Martinez again. He's going to be swung down by Xavier Spann at the 5-yard line. Popped up the shoulder pad a little bit of Martinez on that play. Second and goal from the 5-yard line for the Topeka Tropics. Trying to punch their ticket into the end zone for the third time today as they trail by 40. 52-12, Bandits advantage with just under 2 minutes remaining in this game. Of course, don't go anywhere. Once the clocks hit zeros, there's going to be a bit of a post-game wrap-up after a media break, so don't go anywhere for that. Sioux he's got his design scramble out to the left side. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, though, and that's going to be Ransom on the tackle as he brings down Sioux for a loss, if anything, of about 1 or 2. They're marking with a loss of 2. Topeka is going to take a timeout. We're going to take a break with them, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back when they break the huddle here on the CIF Network with more Sioux City Bandits football. Players have been refueled and replenished by Michael's Secret Stuff. If you ever watched the old 90s movie Space Jam, it's just water, but it refuels the body all the same as these teams are ready here. Third and goal from about the 7-yard line for Topeka. Of course, Sioux, the backup quarterback in the game, fakes the handoff pass. Back of the end zone is going to be snagged in the back of the end zone, and they're going to give him the score as well. Big catch there in the back line by Devon Blair Jr., avoiding that back wall for long enough to get the feet down. A great pass by Sioux as well, as he just split the gap between 2 defenders, Watkins and Greenhouse there. Mentioned it a little earlier. You can see the difference in game plan, as with Legree on the field. Seemed like more of an option system for Topeka, with Legree using his feet to create chaos. With Sioux under center, or in the shotgun more specifically for this team, seems to be a more pass-heavy offense. They're going for 2 as well. Chance to put 20 up on the board as they currently trail 52-18. Men in motion. Claps takes the snap, does Sioux. He's looking in the back of the end zone. He's getting chased down by a man, throws it away. Flag on the play, however, as Spann and Taylor got tangled up. I think they're going to get Xavier Spann here for a little too much grabbing on the far side of the field from where we're sitting. Will be a pass interference on Xavier Spann. They're going to re-rack, restack, and rerun that 2-point conversion attempt by the Topeka Tropics. Chance to put 20 up on the board. Of course, with a minute 19 left, stranger things have happened in the world, but it looks like a Bandit W is on deck. That does not mean tune out here on the CIF Network, as after the game, we're going to do a media break. Got to pay the bills somehow with some commercials. Then when we come back, we're going to have a little post-game wrap-up for this game, so don't go anywhere. Sioux in the shotgun with a man on his right hip pocket. Now shifting to the left side is Markel White. Men in motion now is Sioux. Fakes the handoff for a second. Now looking back corner of the end zone. Ball no good. It ricochets off the wall, and it looked like Martinez wanted another flag there for defensive pass interference, as Greenhouse did have a handful of white jersey, but the referee sees it as indifferent. The Tropics will go kick off to the Bandits here with 1:19 remaining. We're getting ready to get back to Sioux City Bandits football here on the CIF network. As the Tropics and the Bandits get set to take the field, Tropics will be kicking off after a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone was caught by Devon Blair Jr. from Frank Sewer. Cutting to the lead a little bit, but it seems like it's going to be all for naught here as the Bandits lead 52-18 over the Tropics. Of course, it's the inaugural game for this Tropics franchise, as they are a new expansion team brought into the CIF for this 2022 season. Back deep to return for the Bandits is Damon Powell. Of course, Powell caught a touchdown pass earlier in this game from quarterback Lorenzo Brown. One of many Lorenzo Brown has thrown today, as he has 4 touchdowns, 3 to Brandon Shepard, and 1, of course, to Powell. Little squib kick, trying to get an onside kick here. It's going to be hopped up and caught by the Bandits there. Way to up and snag it was Kevin Ransom. He high pointed that ball off the bounce. 1st and 10 for the Bandits, minute 04 remaining in the 4th quarter. As I previously mentioned, got to keep reiterating, we're going to go to a quick commercial break after the conclusion of this game when that clock hits zeros, but we're going to come back for a post-game wrap-up. So do not go anywhere after the conclusion of this contest between the Sioux City Bandits and the Topeka Tropics. Sioux City's taking a timeout. Just a little last-minute instructions from their head coach. Head coach Irv Strobing, icon in his own right before even taking up the headset. So he was in the Bandits Ring of Honor for his playing days. He spent 8 seasons as an offensive lineman for the Sioux City Bandits team between 2000 and 2008. Might find his way into the Ring of Honor again as a head coach, as he's the longest tenured head coach in Bandits history, now in his 9th year. 85-35 record as well at the helm for Strobing. Brown under center here. Sends his receivers in motion. He's going to hand the ball up the middle to Kamal Cass. Makes a few man miss, gets to the 10-yard line. It's going to be another trip to the red zone for these Sioux City Bandits. And, of course, this trip to the Powerball red zone is presented by the Iowa Lottery. Final media timeout of the day here as we get under the 1-minute mark. So we're going to turn the mics off for a second here on the CIF network. When we come back, we're going to have the conclusion to this game between the Sioux City Bandits and the Topeka Tropics. So don't go anywhere.
With inside the Big Rig Badlands 45-quart cooler, which is a really cool cooler, by the way. Frisbee's got to stay in the cooler, not bounce out. The winner gonna have their name entered into a drawing to win the Big Rig cooler at the end of the season. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Let's cheer them on. 3, 2, 1, go. The rolling technique, I like it. Just a little bit more to the left. A little bit. One more time. Oh, big round of applause for Dave. Right here, you want to give him one more chance? All right. Give me a couple more chances right here. Oh, that's close. One more.
Team looks to try to return to form after a rocky season last year, derailed by a couple injuries, and looks like they're doing a good job of that on opening night as Lorenzo Brown takes the snap and kneels the ball down. The victory formation, the best formation in any level of football, in any environment of football, and any brand of football. And Lorenzo Brown deserves to be taking those knees. Looks like the knees are going to have to wait. Whistles are going to blow on the field. I believe a timeout's going to be called by Topeka here. That's going to stop the clock. Interesting to see here if the Sioux City Bandits take this as almost an insult to have the timeout called as they were kneeling it out. And maybe go for the end zone to put more points on the board in frustration. We'll see what exactly gets drawn up here out of this timeout, or if Lorenzo Brown is going to take that one-step kneel-down drop once again for the Bandits. Brown looked like he was going to set up in the shotgun for a second. Now hustles under center. Pens his man in motion. He's going to hand off to Fred Bruno. Bruno makes a man miss, makes another man miss, but now he's able to be wrapped down at about the 12-yard line. Whistle's going to blow. It's going to be another timeout, Topeka. It looks like the Tropics want a shot at one more offensive possession. We'll see how the Bandits handle this. It's been chippy all day between these two teams. Of course, there was quite a large altercation. Didn't come to blows or anything like that. Following Fred Bruno's touchdown earlier in the game, no flags were thrown on that play, however, so nobody really gets written up in the principal's naughty list on today's affair in that scenario. Brown has given some last-minute instructions to his team as they break the huddle. Brown's set up in the shotgun for right now. Last time we saw this, he went under center. Looks like he's going to stay in the shotgun formation here, as the Bandits might run a play for the end zone here. 2 men in motion. Man jumps off sides. Brown's got a free play. He's going to find his running back, who's going to smash against the boards at about the 5-yard line, but Kamal Cass brings it down. Flag on the play, however. I believe that was an offside penalty. Got first down yardage on the play. So either way, it's going to be first down Bandits, unless somehow it's an offensive penalty. Offside on the defense is going to be declined. So it'll be a first down on the play for the Bandits inside the red zone here at about the 5-yard line, of course. Powerball Red Zone's presented to you by the Iowa Lottery here. Brown looks like he's going to set up under center again. Let's see if they try to kneel out the clock again like they were trying to do earlier, as Topeka is out of timeouts. And Brown does just that. Quick drop to one knee. He's going to need to take at least one more knee to officially set off the clocks. Never mind. I believe the refs are just going to let this one run out as the Bandits get a big 52-18 victory in their season opener over the Topeka Tropics. You can hear the happy, the ecstatic, the excited, the hungry Sioux City faithful here as they are happy that another season of Bandits football is upon them with this 52-18 victory over the Topeka Tropics. A lot of words, a lot of shoves were exchanged in the pregame, or during the game, excuse me, but you can see now in the handshake line, nothing but respect between these two squads. We're going to go to a quick media break here for a couple of minutes, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have the post-game wrap-up here on the CIF network when you are for your Sioux City Bandits football action. I could have went better going to break, but it's fine. It's okay. So you got 30 minutes for the post-game. That was so funny when I realized they were the Tropics. Like, oh yeah, I've seen that movie. That's what happened.
Thanks, Chad.
You're on, but I'm sorry.
Well, you can't help it.
And I don't really have a way to gauge myself either on how loud I am or stuff. Everything else.
I missed a little bit of the second quarter because I stopped recording, but I'll record this next time. So I'll give you some.
All right, I'd appreciate that.
It's always good to review your own stuff and see what you like and dislike and what you can fix. Yes. Big K, yes. 2022, exclamation point. I may still be logged in, so I don't have to log me in, but I'm still logged in upstairs.
Welcome back, everybody. The Bandits getting a dominant opening night victory over the Topeka Tropics, 52-18. For those of you maybe joined us a little later, you're just checking in for the post-game show here. I am Braden Butler, bringing you Sioux City Bandits football via the CIF Network. Thank you all for joining us so far as we got a little bit of a post-game wrap-up here to talk about as the Bandits cruised to this dominant victory off the back of some elite quarterback play by Lorenzo Brown, tossing quite a few touchdowns, 4 to be exact, 3 of them caught by Brandon Shepard. We'll get more in depth on that in a moment. We're going to start looking at the Topeka Tropics. For them, it was really a tale of two offenses. In the first half, we saw, through the first 3 quarters, we saw Jeffrey Legree, more of an option-style quarterback, only completed 4 passes through the air, but led the game in rushing yards with 71 total and 2 touchdowns on the ground. When Frank Seward came in for the Tropics, 36 passing yards on 4 attempts, 3 completions. He was a big proponent late in that game, big touchdown late as well to bring the score a little bit closer, a little more respectable. Of course, the Tropics, this is their inaugural season as a franchise in any league, joining the CIF here in 2022. And the Bandits trying to return to form after having a 500 season last year, one of their worst regular seasons in recent memory, followed by being knocked out in the semifinal of the CIF playoffs by I-29 rival, the Omaha Beef. Looking at a couple other highlights for the Topeka Tropics, you got to talk about former Bandit running back Jeff Mack. Only 9 yards on the ground today, but 11 was his long, so he was stuffed at the line of scrimmage, only 3 rushing attempts, and a lot of that's just this Bandits defense was on another level. Leading receiver for the Tropics was Ryan Martinez. 5 catches on the night for Martinez, 53 total yards. 27 was his longest reception. And defensively for the Tropics, they were led by Chester Graves and Derek Dyer. Graves, we mentioned in the pregame and throughout how he was the #1 JUCO prospect in the 2019 class out of Iowa Western, had offers from places such as Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, even as big as Coach Saban at Alabama. He foregoed all of that to play a little bit professionally north of the border in the Canadian Football League with, I believe, with Saskatchewan before making his trip back stateside to play with the Tropics. 5 tackles on the day for him, no sacks, however, for him. Derek Dyer led the team in tackles with 7. He had himself quite the day defensively. Another player that stood out was LaDerrick Richardson. He had 6 tackles. It just wasn't enough today to stop this high-powered Bandits offense, which we're going to get into right now. Lorenzo Brown, 168 yards on just 11 completions, 4 for 10 in the first half, 7 for 7 with 4 touchdowns in the second half. Great turnaround by the former Sioux Falls quarterback in the IFL last season, making the trip down I-29 once again, coming to Sioux City, coming to the Tyson Event Center, and putting on a show in his inaugural game. And of course, what good's a quarterback without some receivers to catch the ball? Brandon Shepard led all receivers today for the Bandits. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, 80 yards. Quite a performance, quite a debut for Brandon Shepard and Lorenzo Brown, both of them in their first appearance in a Bandits uniform. Of course, Brown, his first appearance since 2014. Shepard, his first appearance ever, as they were big signings in this offseason. Another big offseason signing also had a great day through the air. Damon Powell, 3 catches, 41 yards, 1 touchdown for him from Lorenzo Brown. And of course, you can't talk about this team in Sioux City without talking about the franchise. Fred Bruno, 2 catches for 24 yards, long of 18 on the day. He led the team in rushing yards as well with 30 yards on the ground and a touchdown there. Defense is where things start to get really big and start to get a lot of talking points for the Sioux City Bandits team, especially fresh faces. We're going to start with an old face for right now. Stalwart of this defense right now for Sioux City, 12 total tackles in this opening game. Zach Schluger was on another level from his linebacker spot. He was able to sniff out the ball handler no matter where he went, going side to side. I know it's a condensed field. It's not your usual 53.5 yards, or 52.5 yards, of the NFL or 100-yard football. But in this indoor football league, he was able to go sideline to sideline very well and sniff out the ball for 12 tackles. Another player to talk about that had himself quite a game in his debut, Asi Tapua. 3 tackles. One of them was a sack. Really came on early. Didn't do as much, didn't call his name as much late in the game, but had a very solid first half to debut in a Bandits uniform. We're going to go back to another familiar face in Xavier Span. 4 tackles for him on the day. 1 interception, which was big for them, for the Bandits, that coming at the end of the first half, which really kicked off the momentum into the second half, where the Bandits got out to this big 52-18 lead. They only led 16-6 at the half. And of course, you can't talk about fresh faces. You can't talk about fresh stars. You can't talk about this game without talking about Dejon Emery. The opening touchdown of the 2022 season for the Sioux City Bandits team was by a defensive lineman, a fresh face in that, and Dejon Emery in his Sioux City Bandits debut. 5 total tackles, 1 sack, of course. Drew a holding penalty in the end zone at one point that caused a safety. Obviously blocked the field goal and returned that for a touchdown. And the entire game, he was in your face, if you were a Topeka Tropics player, about how good he was doing. The fans loved it. The players on the field who were teammates of Emery's loved it. And even the coaching staff couldn't help but laugh and smile at Emery's antics on the field. Looks like he is going to be a big name player on and off the field for the Bandits this season, as he's a very personable guy from his actions today. I believe that's really going to do it for the post-game wrap-up here. The Sioux City Bandits will be doing a bit of traveling coming up in their next few games. They will not have another home game till the end of March. Excuse me, they won't be doing any traveling. There's no games between now and March 27th, which is the next time we'll be here on the CIF network for the Sioux City Bandits against the Sioux Empire Crusaders. 3 home games to start the season before they take their inaugural road trip. It'll be April 9th against the Rapid City Marshals. So be sure to always keep it tuned. Keep looking for CIF Network. Always look for the live streams on the CIF Network so you don't miss a minute of Bandits football this season. Final score one more time, 52-18. Thank you all for joining me for this initial escapade, this initial foray into this 2022 CIF season. I have been Braden Butler, and until we meet again, everybody at home, stay safe, be good people. For the Bandits, we're out.